Hello everyone, this is Charles of Victoria Frontier. Today we're going to be talking about the Halloween banner. We're going to talk about the Halloween Super Creek, Right Shower, Xenoroboy Speed SSR, Tamil Cross Power SSR, as well as the very strong and significant meta-defining Mihono Bourbon Wit SSR free support card. We are actually going to start on the Wit SSR free support card because this card truly changes the frontrunner game. This support card is really strong, not because of its stats, but because of the skills that it gives. Not only does it give frontrunner straightaways, frontrunner corners, and early lead hint, which post November 11th update has now been buffed and is a strong frontrunner early game acceleration, just like groundwork. It also gives the gold skill of early lead, which is taking the lead, for free at the third event. This is a very big deal. This support card giving taking the lead means that this support card will go into every single frontrunner deck of any frontrunner that's going to be built from now on, until we are going to meet like more accelerations in the future, maybe gold groundwork with Mihono Bourbon is going to come, then this card might get replaced. However, this card is going to stay for pretty much any frontrunner, aside from Mihono Bourbon herself, to get solely for taking the lead. Because the early game acceleration for frontrunner with this card can now go from 0.4 at most with early lead plus groundwork to 0.6 with taking the lead and also groundwork. And this is a support card that does not require gambling, like the stupid Twin Turbo SSR support card that I'm sure a lot of you guys watching right now have suffered through. This is an actual real support card, and we don't have to gamble anymore. Yippee! A single click on Wit is going to be only 16 compared to, say, an MLB Fuku giving you 20 Wit. Yes, this support card trades away Wit stats on frontrunners in exchange for a very strong taking the lead skill. Then again, Wit stat does have a tiny bit of diminishing value, and so you don't really want that high, or you don't really benefit that much of extremely high Wit. So now with frontrunners, if you are like free to play or budget player, you can now bring these two cards at the same time and have a decently functional, strong performance. And if you have like a more whaley account, you can bring Fine Motion alongside Mihono Bourbon Wit to push your Wit. Before I move on to another support card, I'm going to talk about this tiny bit of speed bonus. This speed bonus is actually quite significant for characters that does not have a speed bonus inbuilt. So for example, Saiyan Sky, Mayana Top Gun, and just the other frontrunners. For example, Saiyan Sky or Mayana Top Gun. This is quite significant and quite good for Saiyan, and this is quite significant and will result in more runs maxing speed for frontrunner. Again, for any frontrunner player now, you will want this card at MLB, and you will want to complete the entire mission for this free card, because this is a very significant card in any account, actually. This might be free, but this is super strong. Please get it and finish the event. If you're not planning on playing fronts, this is still worth it to grind for, because you can, to a certain extent, just rely on this 0.4 and not get groundwork to a certain extent. You're still going to be weaker than groundwork fronts, but now that groundwork is easier to get, I think most players will want to grind for max on this support card. Good luck. Moving on to Super Creek Halloween. This is actually a very interesting character. By interesting, I don't mean it in a good way. We're ignoring her stat bonuses first and looking at her aptitude. We all know that Super Creek is good to run on long, right? She has her two big swinging maestros on her kit. She has Pure Heart and she has swinging maestro. She has a lot of recovery skills on her OG. But this time around on her alt, she's actually going to get a sprint acceleration for her unique. Yes, you heard that right. This is a sprint acceleration, not a medium, not a long acceleration. This thing does not work on long and medium. This is just a raw speed at long and medium. However, for sprint and sometimes mile, this is an inheritable 0.1 excel, just like El Conopasa's Prancha. Yes, and yes, this character has sprint G. Don't ask me why Cygames decided to give Super Creek alt a sprint G Uma a sprint inherited unique skill. It doesn't make sense.